Welcome to the Bigger Room podcast. I'm your host, Mel Cobian.
And I'm Jill Bender, and this is episode, 4, Mel? For our spooky October Halloween episodes. Today we're going to give you 31 fun Halloween facts, starting with, Mel, did you know that Illinois grows the most pumpkins in the country?
I did not know that, but I've definitely been to some pumpkin patches just in the East Coast, and they're much more massive in size compared to out here in the West Coast. So I believe that.
And this isn't even on our list, but I remember reading something about, I think when they made the movie Halloween and they needed a pumpkin, California had no pumpkins. Like, it wasn't a thing in California. It was hard for them to get a pumpkin. So I think they had 2 pumpkins total that they had to make sure didn't get damaged throughout the movie, so they would continue to have this pumpkin. It's kind of interesting.
Wow. That's a fun fact, for sure. All right, Jill, I have one for you. This was actually kind of funny. Husband hunting was once a Halloween tradition back in the 18th century. Imagine that.
What does that mean?
What do you think? What does it sound like?
That is really interesting.
So what it was is that it was a technique that included lighting candles in front of a mirror in a dark room to conjure up the fact of a future lover. So it was like, think Valentine's Day, but on Halloween instead. So husband hunting, really in search of their future husband.
It sounds like husband conjuring.
More than anything, yeah. I mean, light up a candle in front of a mirror. That's definitely a little creepy. And they even toss apple peels over their shoulders to form an initial upon landing. What does that mean?
I don't know. But that's funny. Apple peels. I never heard anybody tossing apple peels over their shoulder.
No. Wow.
That one's super interesting.
Yeah, super strange.
Fun fact number 3, that the treats in trick-or-treating were once on hiatus. During World War II, the American sugar imports were rationed, limiting how much Halloween candy could be made. It took a while, but finally the candy companies got caught up and we were back in business, thank God.
A fourth fun fact is that one night in 19 years, you will see a full moon.
Wonder what year we're on right now.
That's a good question. I guess it just gives it that Halloween vibe, right? Full moon, Halloween.
All right, here's the fun fact number 5. Before there was candy corn, there was chicken feed. And it was the quintessential Halloween treat. It was like a different type of farm food.
You would eat that? That's weird.
Well, it was candy corn. It was marketed in the 1800s as chicken feed. And then they renamed it during World War I candy corn. And I watched it. I watched a TikTok. There's some guy that's like, give me your suggestion. And so he took candy corn in the video I watched. And he was like a graphic designer kind of marketer. And so he redid the whole packaging to make candy corn sound like a healthy treat. And he totally redesigned the whole thing. And he put like some corn stalks on the packaging, but then he thought it looked kind of hokey. So then he threw wheat stalks or whatever they're called. And he said, even though he put gluten-free, so he focused on the positives of the thing, which it was gluten-free. It was, like no corn syrup or whatever it was. He focused on marketing the good aspects of it, but it was still candy corn. He basically, his channel is, I can take anything and make it sound like a healthy, delicious treat you should be eating. It's pretty interesting.
I feel like we do that already. That's funny.
We definitely do.
Yeah. All right. Fun fact number 6. The song Monster Mash was the #1 smash hit on the charts for Billboard in 1962 when the song came out.
Interesting.
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, to be on the top of the billboards,
number one Billboard, yeah, it's a
yeah.
I mean, think about it. In 1962, a lot of Halloween songs weren't really out, so it's like it was the song for Halloween. I think people were just obsessed, and it's a very catchy song even till this day. So
it's fun. It's a fun little party song. Hopefully, I hope Thriller was also on the top. I would think, definitely would be.
Yeah, a couple years later, most likely.
Couple, like 20.
Yeah, at least.
I remember being a kid, and Thriller, like it would come out. It was on MTV. And I would run out of the room because it was so terrifying to watch. Like, I could not stay out there to watch that video. I could watch the music video. Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. In my, when I was growing up, when I was at high school, my chorus teacher, if he wasn't going to be there that day, he would give the substitute a copy of the making of Thriller. And so that's what we would watch during our class time, and it was
the awesome. Making.
I saw it funny times, like the little the puffers that they would put inside under his latex skin to make his face kind of like pulse and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, I don't like this one. It's not that fun. Number 7, Harry Houdini died on Halloween.
Here's fun fact number 8: approximately 46% of Americans plan to make jack-o'-lanterns in 2023. So this is a recent study that surveyed 154 million Americans, and 46% plan to make jack-o'-lanterns. Do you carve pumpkins?
I actually have a party coming up at my house on Friday where people bring pumpkins and we carve pumpkins and eat snacks and get drunk. That's what I build my haunted house for, Mel, which I showed you my haunted house last year. So I've been very distracted, busy, and I was sick all last week, but I have half of a haunted house created right now. But I do have some good stuff going on in there that I'm excited about. So we'll just do this right now. I'm going to throw this out to anybody that's listening. If you want me to bravely go in my haunted house on the next episode, I will film it. So we will walk through the haunted house in my garage that I built, which I don't like going in there by myself, even during the day. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So it will be scarier than crap. But in order for me to do this, I need something from the audience. You have to acknowledge in some way, you have to let us know that you want to see this. And if we get nothing, I'm not doing it. If not one person gives us a comment, sends us something on Insta, like anything, like YouTube comment, that's all you gotta do is say, we want to see the haunted house. Email us or anything, like do anything. Blink twice. All right, throwing that out there.
I hope somebody comments.
My turn?
Yeah.
I really do too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fun fact number 9. There's a statue of Jason I love this fact, actually. There's a statue of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th at the bottom of a lake in Crosby, Minnesota. I am guessing you probably have seen videos of this.
Yeah. It's
of divers.
Super cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Terrifying.
Yeah. I think
it is cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. I wish they would have done it in Crystal Lake. I live like 30 minutes.
That would make more sense and more in line with, but still it's super, super cool.
It's probably in Minnesota because, one, whoever thought of it probably lives up there, but 2, they have a lot more pine trees than you would find in Crystal Lake.
Good.
Hit us with number 10.
Number 10, New York is home to the world's largest Halloween parade. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
But yeah, specifically they hold a parade in Manhattan. Yeah, I never knew that because usually, like for Thanksgiving it's like the Macy's parade and you see it all over television. And if this is the world's largest Halloween parade, I've never even seen it streamed on TV.
I should stream it.
They absolutely have the Thanksgiving one. Yeah. But if it's the largest,
Christmas too.
Yeah, like how large are we talking? Because I've never seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I told you this before, but we'll just tell the audience that Galena, Illinois, is home of one of the largest parades. Obviously not the largest, but it is one of the largest Halloween parades. And I did get to go to that one once. That was really fun.
It's cool.
Number 11, the word witch comes from the Old English wis, meaning wise woman. Taking it a notch further, Wiccan were actually thought of in a positive light, with their opinions being highly respected. They could probably have been useful in Salem. So that's interesting. They were considered these like smart people, but less smart people fear smart people. So it's just especially
during that time, and especially being a woman. Yeah. Number 12. The world's heaviest jack-o'-lantern weighed 2,684 pounds and 2 ounces. So there was a pumpkin festival in Germany, and they broke the record on November 6, 2021. That is humongous.
Yeah, it is humongous. So fun fact for me, that is just about me, is that when I was in high school, I went to a local like video rental store, and I had friends in high school that all were working, and they had this giant pumpkin sitting on the floor, and it said, if you can guess the weight, you will win some prize, right? And so I looked at my friend behind the counter, and I'm like, can I do this? She's like, go ahead. And I squatted down, because I was always very strong. I squatted down, and I like couldn't lift it off the ground, but I like lifted sides, to try and get an estimate of what I thought this thing weighed. And I guessed it weighed like 196 pounds or something. I nailed it, Mel. And they didn't let me win because I had friends that worked at the store. So I was disqualified. But they didn't tell me the answer ever. I actually guessed this thing by just not even lifting it all the way off the ground, but just like, I was very proud of myself. I thought it was cool.
That is cool. That's crazy. 100 pounds. Wow.
196 pounds.
No, 200. Just call it 200.
200. Fact number 13. In Ireland, which is where Halloween originated, people celebrated by setting off fireworks. So that's pretty interesting. Cool. They also ate barnbrack. It's a traditional fruit cake, and then they light bonfires to celebrate the holiday, that's fun.
That's nice. Different. That's cool. Fun fact number 14, which is crazy. Americans spend more than $100 on Halloween. In 2023, there was a survey that Americans spend around $108.24 on Halloween-related items, including costumes, candy, and decorations. Honestly, I think that's how much costumes cost, just because, it's the way it is. So to just see $100 is like, really, that's it? I feel like it's a lot more than that.
I also think that's very light. I mean,
yeah, because you're not. I mean, if you're accounting for decorations, and then I guess, I don't know,
a costume, interesting, like $50.
Exactly.
If you don't need anything extra. So if you have more than one person in your party, so you got a family of kids, or that's pretty light. I would agree.
Super light. Yeah, they forgot an extra zero.
Yeah, seriously. Fact number 15. In Germany, it's tradition for people to hide their knives on Halloween night. And the reason is to prevent returning spirits from getting injured.
Out of all the things.
If they're a spirit, they're not getting injured by a knife.
Yeah, but why not a fork? It's like...
what about the machetes in the garage?
Yeah, like, why the knife? This is pretty interesting. Well, fun fact number 16. people originally carved turnips instead of pumpkins.
I didn't know that.
In Ireland in the 19th century, that's what they used to do. They used to carve turnips. I didn't know that instead of pumpkins. Interesting. That's cool. I learned something.
Number 17. Americans used to celebrate the holiday by sending Halloween cards. This is in the early 1900s, before the telephone was invented. Halloween cards were as popular as Christmas cards. Wow. That's a lot to say they're as popular as Christmas cards.
That says a lot, because I feel Christmas cards are... I mean, there's an entire store dedicated to Christmas cards. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, fun fact number 8. Stephen Clark holds the record for the world's fastest pumpkin carving time. So he did it under 16.47 seconds.
What?
That's super fast, but I also have to look at this pumpkin and how did it look at the end. That's super freaking fast. Seconds. Yeah, 16 and a half seconds.
Do you carve pumpkins? 16 seconds. I couldn't even get the pumpkin cleaned out in 16 seconds.
I don't even think that I could say. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
it's not like it takes me to like. Yeah, that's wild. I feel like everybody should go look for a YouTube video regarding this.
Number 19. There's a reason why black and orange are associated with Halloween. Orange signals the harvest of autumn, and black is a symbol of darkness and acts as a reminder that Halloween was once a festival that marked the boundaries between life and death.
Wild. Number 20. I'm actually happy I got this one. Scarecrows symbolize the ancient agricultural roots of the holiday. So Greek farmers created the first scarecrows that look like people to protect their crops. Fun fact, I will actually be in Greece for Halloween. And so Greece celebrates this. They have like their own origin of Halloween, just like Ireland does. So it's going to be very cool to be there.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I was in Spain for New Year's. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not this year, but years ago. Huh. You'll have to let us know how that is.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Number 21. Pumpkins are classified as a fruit, not as a vegetable, which I did know that. But did you know that?
Anything with seeds is considered a fruit. That's just from biology. That's a biology definition. Number 22. Halloween originated from an ancient Celtic festival. So the origins of Halloween date back 2,000 years to ancient Celtic festivals of Samhain. I don't know what that is, which was celebrated on October 31 on the eve of their new year, according to the History Channel. So they believed that the dead returned to Earth that night, so they lit bonfires and donned costumes to ward off the ghosts. Oh, that makes sense. So we still do that. I didn't know that they celebrated October 31st as their new year, though.
Yeah, me neither.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. All right, 23. Irish immigrants brought Halloween to the U.S. in the mid-1800s.
Thank you.
Irish immigrants.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. They fled from the potato famine from Ireland to the U.S., bringing the tradition of Halloween with them. That's fun.
That's so cool. Yeah. Number 24. Jack-o'-lanterns were inspired by an Irish legend. Let's see here. According to the History Channel, the name Jack-o'-lantern is rooted in an Irish folktale about a man named Stingy Jack who fooled the devil and in turn was forced to walk the earth with only a burning coal and a hollowed turnip to light his way. The Irish began to call him Jack of the Lantern and then just Jack-o'-lantern. Interesting.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Super cool.
25. The most lit jack-o'-lanterns on display is 30,581. And this took place in the city of Keene, New Hampshire, which holds the Guinness World Record for the most lit jack-o'-lanterns on display. That is insane. Oh. Could you imagine how many people it must have taken to light 30,000?
No, but like now you kind of just want to go and spend one Halloween there just to kind of see that. Because I've been to, so last year, so if we're here in the US, what we do is go to these like almost like classical music Halloween version, and it's super cool because they light up like hundreds of pumpkins and it looks beautiful, and that's the only light that exists. Meanwhile, they're playing like scary Halloween music. It's pretty cool.
I did one last year also in the town over. It's like a walkthrough. And it was kind of raining. It was very cold. It was a little windy, but yeah, there's a lot of cool carvings.
That's awesome. Yeah, awesome. Number 26, trick-or-treating has existed since medieval times. So trick-or-treating was inspired by the medieval English tradition of souling, which involved children going door to door on All Souls Day, offering prayers for residents' deceased loved ones in exchange for food. Souling. A soul day. I've never heard of a soul day.
Me neither. Number 27. Trick-or-treating was also inspired by a tradition called mumming. In the Middle Ages, people began practicing mumming, in which they dressed up as ghosts and demons and went door to door performing songs and scenes from plays in exchange for food and drink.
So that one kind of feeds off of fun fact number 28. So it seems like 2,000 years ago, people had more of a tradition of like acting or singing a song in exchange for food. But fun fact number 28 states that candy wasn't given out to trick-or-treaters until the 1950s. So imagine that if you're hungry, you just go knock on doors and perform or just dress up, and then in exchange for food or drinks. The 1950s was when we started handing out candy. Now that's the staple.
It's pretty cool. And my grandpa is 94 years old, so I kind of want to ask him what Halloween was like when he was younger.
Yeah. I remember, and this is sometimes where, as a kid or as a teenager, you would find the big houses, like the rich neighborhoods, and sometimes it was they would throw like canned food in there, and it's like, what? But now I understand why they did it, because it's like this like super old rich dude, and he's like handing us freaking canned food.
Yeah, maybe. A couple of years ago, my son, he was sick and we didn't get to go trick-or-treating at all, and it was so upsetting. I think he was like 3 or 4 years old because he was sick, but it actually snowed. Like, we got 4 inches of snow, I think. So everybody's trampling through. Their costumes are soaked in. I probably had more trick-or-treaters that night than any other night. Well, I'm not usually home to hand out candy, but I had so many kids coming up. I ran out of candy, and I was raiding my pantry, and I was handing out anything that could be close enough to, like, something sweet, like here's a granola bar and here's, whatever. And I was running out of that stuff. And I think I even handed out like a can of pop to 2 different kids. And I don't even know why I had pop. I never had pop here. But yeah, I was giving out weird stuff because I was like, stop ringing my doorbell. I have no more candy. I'm out of food now too. So I was the weirdo giving out. I didn't give a cream corn or anything, but
yeah. But now you know that was actually the original tradition. So
yeah. So if I ever have to do it again, and any kid complains, I'm gonna be like, "Learn your history, kid."
Yeah. Fun fact.
Here's a fun fact. That can of okay. Number 29. Pop culture has a big influence on Halloween costumes, which I would say is pretty obvious. And in 2023, the top Halloween costumes for adults was number 1 was Barbie, but the movie had come out, I think, last year, didn't it? And, yeah. And then 2 was a princess, 3 was Spider-Man, 4 was a witch, and 5 was a fairy. So out of all those, only one of them is actually like a scary character. And
the witch
could have been a pretty witch. We don't know.
Yeah. Because especially kids, they usually dress after like their favorite movie or whatever, they're obsessed with at the time. Yeah.
Not my son.
I was going to say, the when I was a kid, you would never catch me in any of that stuff. It was always scary stuff.
My son, he gets mad. Like he used to. He understands better now, but he used to get mad at other kids. Like, that's not even scary. Why is he wearing it? Like, well, that's scary. He did that.
Yeah. Fun fact number 30.
No, you didn't do that one yet.
Yeah, Reese's. Oh, you're okay. Reese's Cups are America's favorite candy. I think we mentioned this on the previous episode. It's followed by M&M's and then hot tamales, which I was not expecting the hot tamales.
Me neither.
M&M's, I can see that.
Do you know those candies that they just in a plain black wrapper or an orange wrapper, and they're just like twisted? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I used to hate getting those. And then I learned as an adult that it's a delicious peanut butter snack.
It is.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen them in years, though.
Yeah, I've only ever gotten them on Halloween. It's when I've seen them. So I don't know who makes them because there's no brand. It's just it's the color of Halloween, but there's no brand on them.
It might be made by brands. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see them anywhere when I go to the stores to get candy. Now I'm going to start looking. And I don't know if my son's ever even had one because there's none in his candy bag from...
Oh, he has to. Those are magical. They're super magical. It's like almost like a Laffy Taffy consistency. Yeah, I never knew what they were either because when you're a kid, you're looking for like the name brands. I remember having it and it reminds me of a Laffy Taffy consistency, but it's...
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's going to rip your teeth out a little bit.
A little bit. Yep.
A little bit. All right. Fun fact 31. Circus peanuts are America's least favorite candy. Which is interesting. I think are those the marshmallow things?
I don't even know. I don't know.
I think they are.
I just think that we don't like healthy stuff if it's considered healthy.
It's not healthy.
No. It's like healthy. Salted peanuts. You're like, oh, that's a snack. We don't eat that.
And if anybody wants to learn more about some of the stuff we just read, this list is from the Pioneer Woman. So I do want to give them credit.
Thank you for tuning in. Remember to drop a comment down below. Send us an email. However, you need to reach us to let us know that you want to see Jill walking through her haunted house. I actually want to see it. So I'm counting on you guys to drop that comment. And then make sure you tune in next week for our last Halloween episode. Thank you guys so much.